What's up, everyone? Welcome back to After the Storm. This is the Canes game review for game number 34 of the season, a 6-0 loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets. No. We're cutting that off. I'm not doing a whole intro. This is going to be the shortest one I do of all time, I think, probably on this channel. Ultimately, maybe there'll be shorter ones. Maybe that's when there's something as bad as this game was. I'm not going over first period, second period, third period. I'm going to go over a few things here about this game, and that'll be it. So to start with, they played fine in the first period. They just stopped. They weren't hitting the net. Halfway through the second, it all bottomed out. In another third, they had no intention of trying in front of Frederik Andersen. Everyone in this game had a bad game, I would say, besides Freddie Andersen, because he kept the team in the game for the first two periods, and then all hell broke loose in the third. Like, people wanted to blame officiating, they wanted to blame this, and this. They wanted to really put all of this on, oh, wow, Jacob Slavin's this good. And Jacob Slavin's absolutely that good. Jacob Slavin doesn't help for a team that has no intention of trying. And that's what this game was. I don't know what the whole deal with the whole cancellation in Philadelphia was, or how that tied into this, but the whole sentiment of, oh, I saw this coming from Brendan Moore, I feel like is also a little bit unacceptable. If you as a coach who has 2 days between flying out to Philly and flying back to Raleigh, and ultimately getting your game canceled for no real reason, but giving you few extra days off, I don't see how the team loses preparation like that. I mean, there was no issues. They were able to practice. It's not like a Montreal Canadiens situation where you literally couldn't even go to the rink. Debacle, as Rod called it, I don't get it. In this one, I don't get the excuse. But that's not even the worst part of this. So first period's fine, they're in it. Second period, second half of it, it starts going really Columbus's way, but Freddie keeps them in it. They can't hit the net for the life of them. They can't shoot a puck to hit the frickin' net. Not only that, they're getting goalied by Merzlikins. Like, Merzlikins, I was happy with this game being like a 2 or 3-0 loss, where you put up 30 shots and Merzlikins is just crazy good, right? That's a fine game. But this team managed to just really not make it that by the end of it. And I'm really glad they didn't score a goal to ruin Merzlikins' shutout, because he absolutely deserved it in this game. But let's get to what was obviously the whole issue. Third period starts. 2 goals pretty quick on Frederik Andersen. There's no reason in a game where it's very visible, and as a coach you admit after the game the guys weren't trying, the guys weren't motivated, and they weren't ready for this game, to put Jack LaFontaine in. It's an unacceptable move, and maybe I'm in the minority of that. Absolutely ridiculous. I got flack on Twitter for saying leave Freddie in, and really, they should have. I don't care if they score 12 on Freddie. I don't care if it ruins his ability to win a Vezina trophy later on this season. I don't care. You don't do what they did to Jack LaFontaine, somebody who just left his college program to come to your team, a drafted prospect, and you put him into a completely terrible situation. It's unacceptable. This isn't a game where Freddie is just playing bad and the team is still there and it's a winnable game. No, this was a game that was over by the time they even got close to pulling Freddie in this one. And it's just unacceptable. You can't do what they did to Jack LaFontaine. And I know I'm like that's the job he signed up for. Absolutely. But why ruin a kid's first moments in the NHL by doing what they did? Because 15 seconds into his career, he had a breakaway and he was sniped against. The team very obviously was not trying in this game. Absolutely ridiculous from them. Anyway, I don't know. I'm still upset about that aspect of it a day and a half later. So obviously going through any player analysis, I'm not even doing the cuts for this one. Jesus. Good, nobody. Average, nobody. Bad, everybody except Freddie. And I really wish they didn't bother putting LaFontaine in, because you ruined his first moments in the NHL by doing what they did. After all that, I mean, there's officiating. People really wanted to put it on Slavin, all that kind of stuff. I didn't feel like there's any issues with the officiating. I don't think Jacob Slavin helps this at all, because, I mean, even if Jacob Slavin is playing his best hockey of his entire career, he still has 17 other people around him who are not playing at all. 6-0 loss on national television when you come into the game and you're being touted as a Stanley Cup favorite. They're talking about it. Mark Messier is talking about it on an ESPN national broadcast. That whole game was unacceptable. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. If you watched, like it below. Frustrated. Still frustrated. Let's go ahead, play Vancouver, get back in the win column. Vancouver kind of surging, kind of still sucks. Boudreau's early on effectiveness is wearing off. A perfect team to play against right now. Just go beat the Canucks.